I am Dr. Mariam Pariskar, and I'm the Program Director for the MSc Pharmaceutical Formulation and Entrepreneurship, what we call it MSc PFE for short. So I wanted to give you some background information. I know that you have seen the information, some of the information on the website, but just to give you a brief overview of the program and also who we are and what we do at the School of Pharmacy. Obviously, UCL School of Pharmacy is one of the long-standing schools of pharmacies in the UK. It is over 180 years old. And obviously, UCL is one of the highest ranking universities in the world, ninth in the world at the moment. And UCL has a lot of academics and students and from postgraduate and undergraduate, as well as a lot of Nobel laureates. This is basically where we are, what we do. And in terms of the MSc program, it will give them the knowledge to design and develop cutting edge medicine, but also it helps them with learning industry skills that is needed for both industry but also for academia as well. So a lot of our students gain these transferable skills that they use for their careers, whether it's in pharma industry or whether it's academia. They sometimes end up working in research groups where they work in their laboratory and they stay on and they do research within the academia, within whether it's UCL or whether other universities. So MSc PFEs they gain several skills as opposed to just learning scientific skills, because the degree is quite interdisciplinary. You have modules from business school, you have modules from School of Management, and modules from School of Pharmacy. So this MSc program equips you with a lot of skills where you can end up working in pharma. For example, big pharma such as GSK and Pfizer, or healthcare consultancies, for example, life sciences consultancies, companies like McKinsey, Accenture, where they do consultancy in life sciences. You can work in obviously overseas pharma, but also continue your studies as a PhD and stay in academia. So the program is a modular program. It's spread between 3 terms, term 1, term 2, and term 3. So you have taught modules in term 1 and term 2, and you have project modules, which are business project and scientific project, in term 2 and 3. So the total of 180 credits you have to pass to get a certificate, an MSc degree, where you take 2 science modules and 2 entrepreneurship modules in term 1, and 2 science modules and 2 entrepreneurships modules in term 2, and then you take 2 30 credit modules, which are project modules. And the modules are well spread between 3 different departments, and we also have modules from UCL Institute of Child Health as well. So to give you a brief overview of the modules, we have modules in term 1, which are compulsory modules, which are Mastering of Entrepreneurship and Pharmaceutical Biotech Policy and Practices. These 2 modules are offered by School of Management and Global Business School for Health. And you have 2 options from the options of scientific modules: analysis, quality control, pre-formulation, formulation of small molecules, and personalized medicine. All very different depending on what you want to gain in terms of the skills that you want. And then you go to term 2, which again, you have 2 business and entrepreneurship modules: entrepreneurial finance and initiating a pharma startup, which are your compulsory modules. And then you get to select 2 sorry, there's a typo here, two of the modules from pharmaceutical biotech, regulatory affairs, computational pharmaceutics. All of these are very, very new topics, advance in terms of what industry needs, nanomedicine, formulation, natural products and cosmeceuticals, polymers in drug delivery, and pharmacometrics. And then you have support material throughout term 1, term 2, and term 3, which are connected to your research project, which is a scientific project. And then you have a business project, which you work in groups, which is in conjunction with UCL Global Business School for Health. And you work with students from cohorts of different programs as well. In term 1 modules, as I mentioned, the 2 compulsory modules and then option of 2 from term 1, which are the scientific modules. These are listed in the module catalog where you can see, and obviously this is, I'm sure that Ian and you have looked at all of those module catalogs to get some further information on these modules. So just give you a brief overview. Mastering Entrepreneurship, you sit with school students from other programs at the School of Management, and you be taught by module leads such as Professor Harveen Chuk, who is an entrepreneur herself, and they teach you basics of entrepreneurship, the success criteria for a new business, for example, from you can do market analysis from a technical point of view, and then also business planning and securing the funds, including financial planning. And obviously you work on different case studies on this with other students from other programs inside School of Management, but also from programs from other departments within UCL. The other module that is compulsory for you and is taught in another department, which is Global Business School for Health, is Pharmaceutical and Biotech Practice and Policy. So you learn about licensing, for example, generic versus brand names in terms of patents, intellectual properties, and ethics. And module lead is Dr. Radi Hallo. So you're also being sit with other programs within this module as well. There's a lot of students that they sit these modules in Global Business School for Health. So gives you that opportunity, this program, to tap into other programs and also other modules within different departments at UCL. Then you have analysis and quality control, which is a very, very practical science-based module. So you get to learn about high performance liquid chromatography, analytical techniques such as thermal methods, microscopy. So you get to do a lot of lab-based practical classes, as well as learning about the theory behind all of those analytical techniques. And you also have modules like pre-formulation and formulation of small molecules and personalized medicine. Each offer you different aspects of developing medicine and understanding the basics behind, for example, physical chemical properties of drug and how you can make those drug molecules into medicine, and what are the challenges in terms of making those medicine drugs to medicine. And this is run by Professor Simon Gaisford. And also you have formulation of small molecules, which is what are the routes of delivery, for example, whether there's oral delivery, whether it's topical delivery. You get to learn about those topics and new technologies, for example, 3D printing medicine of small molecules, small molecule drugs. You also have personalized medicine, which is offered by Professor Mine Oulu, who looks at how, in terms of considering both diagnostic and prevention and pharmacogenomics and patient-centric medicine, for example, medicine for different ages from pediatrics to geriatric medicine, but also looking at different sexes and different gender and how different medicine is affected at different patient population. So in term 2, you have again 2 compulsory modules, entrepreneurial finance and initiating a pharma startup. And then you choose 2 modules. Again, there's a typo, 2 modules in the science modules. And these are modules offered by School of Management, the Entrepreneurial Finance, and Initiating Pharmaceutical Startup. This is a School of Pharmacy module, which is really focusing on how you start a pharmaceutical startup, which is offered by experts in the field, such as Professor Abdul Basit, which we will cover these modules in the next few slides. So as I mentioned, Initiating Pharma Startup, you sit with students from Global Business School of Health as well. These are these module really shows you how to practice what you've learned in term 1 in terms of the 2 modules that you've learned, Mastering Entrepreneurship and the Biotech Practice and Policies. And then you get to practice those skills and what you've learned in those taught modules in term 1. And you learn how to, for example, start a pharmaceutical company from the ground, and what are the challenges, and you get to practice those within groups. There are case studies and obviously coursework that are related to those training that you've developed in term 1. And then you have entrepreneurial finance. These are the 2 compulsory modules. So this is taught by staff from School of Management. These are serial entrepreneurs, and they help you with financial planning. What are the risks? What are the rewards? And help you to develop those skills when it comes to financial planning and entrepreneurial finance. Pharmaceutical biotechnology. This is again, for example, you've learned in term 1 formulating small molecule drugs, but then we have biologics, for example, peptides, proteins, antibodies, and cell-based therapies, nucleotides. These are new types of therapies, advanced therapies that we look into how to develop those into a formulation, into a medicine, and from those active biological agents to actual medicine that works, for example, vaccines. Then there's nanomedicine. You have been familiar with the COVID vaccine, mRNA COVID vaccine. These are developed by using lipid nanoparticles. So this module is covering new types of delivery systems, such as nanoparticle delivery system, which is really transforming areas such as cancer therapy and obviously vaccines as well. Then you have polymers in drug delivery. This is covering the fundamentals of polymer chemistry, and how polymers are used in a drug delivery, for example, polymeric carriers, implants, and how to, for example, model those polymers, how those polymeric forms can be modeled into actually helping us to understand the fundamental and basics of drug delivery. Then you have the pharmacometric, which is a module that is offered by another department, Institute of Child Health, which is looking at the mathematical study and the relationship between treatment at administered dose and the concentration in the body. So there's a lot of theoretical underpinning of pharmacometrics, and obviously you will get some hands-on computational lab skills, for example, Python and R, and this is offered by Institute of Child Health. And then we have 3 more modules, computational pharmaceutics. This is a really, really new module. We've offered it last year. It's developing your skills in machine learning methods, more specifically in pharmaceutics. So you learn how to use Python, you learn how to use Jupyter, you learn how to plot and analyze and display the data, and you learn different machine learning techniques. And we also have another new module that we embedded from last year, which is called Regulatory Affairs. So really learning about how to get marketing authorization and how to understand how good manufacturing practice requirements work to market your product and get a certificate to obviously get your product marketed into to production. And then you have formulation of natural products and cosmeceuticals, which is really covering not just pharmaceutical, but also cosmeceuticals. So these are drugs that are both for cosmetic purposes, but also for pharmaceutical purposes. And you learn about topical and skin delivery systems. And this module is offered by Professor Jelal Lane. I didn't mention everyone's name, but you've seen everyone's name there. And then you have the research and business projects, which are each 30 credit modules. Business project starts from term 2. You get to sit with students from Global Business School for Health, and you work in groups. And you also have the science project, which I'm the module lead. And for the scientific project, you can undertake either a laboratory-based project or you can do a dry lab project or data analysis or industry projects. So we offer a variety of different, not necessarily just lab-based projects, a variety of different types of projects that are science-based. And this usually takes part-time because you have the business project to work alongside as well. And you usually work, if you work in a laboratory, you work alongside PhD students and postdocs in a lab. And you write a thesis, a written report, as well as an oral presentation and your assessment of your work throughout by your supervisor. These projects are usually published as research papers, so it gives you that edge where you are able to, for example, apply for funding for PhD research or continue working in academia. Then you have the business project, which brings together all the key aspects of the business and manage that you have learned throughout the program. And the project involves you conceptualizing and undertaking a concept, proof of concept, and developing an initial business project proposal. So you start with, for example, planning the business from the outline to the detailed business case, and you do market analysis, technical analysis, and this is done alongside other students within your group, and you're supervised by a supervisor as well as an industry mentor, and then you get to learn to pitch your business ideas with these sort of industry mentors as well. And this module is based in Global Business School for Health. So throughout the program, you have the induction week, which is the first week where you start. So you're given an introduction into the program. You obviously have access to departmental seminars and webinars, career opportunities, career sessions, as well as tutorials with industry experts, which we have throughout the program. We also have social activities, events, and this is done through the School of Pharmacy, Postgraduate Research Society, as well as the Faculty of Life Sciences, PGT students, and UCL alumni. And the course is 1 year full-time, so you get to have holidays in between, obviously, during the Christmas and Easter break. And you shouldn't really miss any formal teaching seminars, practicals, and workshops. and you are allowed to work 20 hours per week, but obviously the program is quite intense, so you have to be careful about the time and your time management. So this is me. If you have any questions, you can always ask me those questions by email if you have any further questions and you haven't managed to ask those questions. So these are the emails if you want to, if you have any further questions. Obviously, I'm here. I can answer your questions now, but if you have any further questions you want to ask those, these are the details, the emails, addresses that for you to contact us. Okay. Are there any questions? Not sure. Maybe there is one question in the chat. Oh, that's you, Ian.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Disa. I'm from Indonesia, and I have a question for you, Dr. Mariam, about is working experience required or viewed as a strong advantage if you want to apply to this program? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
Is work experience required or viewed as a strong advantage if you want to apply in this program?
No, work experience is not required, especially if your background is related to what we are looking for. For example, if you have met the criteria, usually work experience is not required. It's desired, obviously, but it's not required. So you're not being disadvantaged if you don't have a work experience. For example, if you come from a pharmaceutical background or even a science background with engineering background or chemistry background, but you don't necessarily have like a pharmacy background, you don't necessarily require to have a work experience to add to it. But usually you want to make sure that you meet the criteria, which is the minimum requirement for the criteria is 2:1 UK equivalent. So you have to make sure that you meet that criteria. Sometimes when the students, they are at borderline, we look at their work experience and then we make some allowance. But no, we don't necessarily need work experience.
Thank you for the answer.
It's okay. Pleasure.